Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and today we have the situation battle of the week, the assault on Torrington Base. One of the best episodes from Gundam Unicorn, the assault on Torrington Base ended as a tragedy for the Zeonic remnants, but at the same time, a perfect display of their resilience and resolve. Check out the story of the Ifrit's Knight in the Side Stories game. The cutscene where they hit the fat uncle before the Torrington attack hits real hard. Like, very hard. With countless suits in that battle, it's not possible to fit all the Zeonic remnants on one team, so Bandai had to choose 5. The chosen ones were the Zogok, the Kapul, the Marasai, the Desert Gelgoog, and the Z Zulu, all between 450 and 550 costs. Wish they had the Dwagu, or the Zaku 1 Sniper, or the Dom Tropin, or the Dwadge, or the Ifrit's Knight. Okay, maybe that's too many, but the Ifrit's Knight would be a perfect addition, don't you think? Ignoring my personal preferences, to see why these 5 were chosen, you first have to know what they're against. The Byarlant Custom. The Byarlant Custom on the Earth Federation team is single-handedly the most important suit in this fight, and appropriately a 700 cost suit with monster modifications, especially with the thruster overheat. It's tough, it's fast, with 2 melee weapons and a charge attack that acts as a dash, it can dive in and out while ripping the Zeonic remnant suits apart. Oh, there is the Z Zulu. To give you an idea of how strong the Byarlant is, it can take down any suit in this match as fast as the Z Zulu taking us down. In other words, too fast. With that in mind, it starts to make sense why they chose those 5 suits. All 5 chosen suits come with weapons with high stagger accumulation, giving them a fighting chance against the Byarlant, which has a maneuver armor. And they're mostly general types, so if the 5 all focus fire, even the Byarlant has to respect that and fall back. Especially the Marasai. As an extremely strong suit in the first place, it is the pseudo support type on the Zeonic team, providing firepower from the back while the strong stagger of its stun rod can instantly stop even the Byarlant. Not as one-sided as the episode in Unicorn. That's the Zeonic team and the Byarlant custom, but that's not all. There's still the rest of the Earth Federation. And oh boy, that part doesn't look pretty. In order to fit the 700 cost Byarlant into the fight, without ruining whatever's left in game balancing, some sacrifices had to be made. Looking at the Earth Federation lineup and you'll see what I mean. A Gym 3, a Gym 2, an Aqua Gym, and a guncannon detector who's most famous for taking the Dwadge axe in the face. In case you're curious, the Gym 2 originally starts at 300 cost. Without a doubt outdated, but after all they're there to be sandbags to stall for time, while the Byarlant does the work. Or is it? The suit we're on today is the guncannon detector. A bit of a stump in the show, it is actually a very good suit. With 2 instant staggers, a beam cannon and a beam rifle, you also have a shoulder beam gun to pull off accumulated staggers. And take this weak counter! Of course, it's not as strong as the Byarlant, but with typing advantage against 3 suits, it can hurt quite hard, so you can count on it to deal critical damage to the weaker Kapul and Zogok. Just remember that the Z Zulu is not your friend. Counter attempt failed, usually that's the end of us, but we got lucky, survived thanks to a teammate's stagger. Sadly, that doesn't change much. Get an extra shot on the Zogok, and immediately the Desert Gelgoog slices us in half. The weapons are good on the detector, but the real strength of this suit is its speed. While most support types are slow and sluggish, the guncannon detector is the exact opposite. It can easily keep up with the rest of the Earth Federation team, so it can fight right in the middle of the team formation. Make sure you use that and stick to your team instead of being the loner to be picked off, as in the case of usual support types. The flip side of that is the lack of armor, but against the Z Zulu, I don't think that matters at all. To sum up the dynamics of the situation battle, the Zeonic remnants are basically playing Monster Hunter, trying to take down the Byarlant. not easy, but not impossible. To the Earth Federation is a game of Dead by Daylight. You're either the Byarlant, which hunts down everyone, or the GBO2. Strategy-wise, I don't really know what you're supposed to do on the gyms. You may say it's being the sandbag for the Byarlant, but with only a harpoon gun, you're not really going to grab much attention. I guess you have to melee. On the guncannon, however, your role is important. With 2 instant staggers, you have to put the Zeonic general types in check, especially the Marasai, who is a threat to even the Byarlant. Playing on the sides of the map also helps because it allows you to see anyone coming from a mile away. Never head anywhere alone though, that would be an invitation for the raid types, and speak of the devil. Of course you have to defend yourself, cannon into beam guns can get an accumulated stagger, but bad news is that each shot only comes with 5% stagger, so it takes a while. Opponent's mistake, however, he tackles first, so take the second weak counter. That's the most we can do. One more shot on the pool, dealing a surprising amount of damage, and we get chopped in half the 3rd time in the game. Final 30 seconds, and the score lead is big enough to guarantee a win already. Try to put a shot on the Marasai, but he's too far away. If the beam cannon can't reach, nothing else can, and it's just a proof of how wide this map is. Turn to the Zogok for an easy stagger and another shot on the Kapul. Zogok goes for our back, but we're simply too fast. Take our 3rd weak counter. Put the Zogok down, learns that a normal punch can't hit downwards, and we end the game. In my opinion, the match is quite biased to the Earth Federation side, as long as the Byarlant knows what he's doing, which isn't guaranteed. Doesn't mean you're hopeless on the Zeonic side, however. As long as you can avoid the open areas, the swimming club can do a lot of work with their iron nails. Remember that the Zezuru comes with stagger reduction just by pulling out its claws. And keep shooting the Byarlant on the Marasai. 50% stagger on the beam rifle is no joke. That's it from me today. Latest.